And I'm Ranjit Sinha live at T-Mobile Park. The Mariners fell short of the World Series, but there's a lot of optimism going into next season. I'll break it all down coming up.
Good morning and welcome to Kiro 7 News in the Morning. I'm Dee Dee Sun. Lindsay's on assignment today. We have meteorologist Robert Van Winkle in for Nick. And Robert, We're checking weather and traffic for folks every 10 minutes. We're starting off this morning a little bit cold. I have my puffer out. I don't know what kind of coat you have.
You have your puffer out already?
Yes.
Wait till January.
Oh boy.
Let's take a look at those numbers. Yeah, okay, Dee Dee, it is a little on the chilly side. We're looking at about 46 degrees in Seattle right now, and good thing we're not getting a lot of wind on top of that, or we'd be talking about wind chill factors out there, but that's not the case. It's just a nice, cool, chilly start to the morning, if you will, and a wind about 10 miles per hour or less. So if you're getting the kiddies ready to go out, some of you are looking at mostly cloudy weather. Others, we've got mostly clear skies. It depends on your location, but the average temp will be in the lower 40s off to school. When you're coming back home today, it's going to be about 60. Now, there is fog out there around Olympia, Tacoma, stretching up toward Gig Harbor and all the way up to the Hood Canal. This will burn off, but it's pretty thick, so drive carefully in that part of the state. All right, so when I come back with weather, we're going to talk a little bit about the extended forecast, but right now, let's get a real-time traffic check. And once again, this accident in Issaquah is right there at Front Street and 90. It's at the exit ramp. You're going to need to find another way to get on to 90 if you're headed from Issaquah into Seattle. So you might want to think about going up to Highlands and going down that way. Either way, that's been there for a couple of hours. It was a fatality, unfortunately. This traffic is really depends on the route here, but from Puyallup up to Renton, it's kind of slowing down and speeding up and slowing down and speeding up. You can see the colors right through there. The average commute time all the way up to Renton is almost an hour on 167. I got two accidents in basically South Seattle. One of them on 4th Avenue. There's apparently a truck fire there at Walker Street. 11th Avenue, there's a car fire on Spruce Street. So what's up with that? Vehicles exploding in South Seattle. I'm not sure what that's all about.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Anyway, I hope it's nothing too serious, but those two accidents did just pop up on our traffic alert. All right, and final one here in Woodinville is on 405. Boy, 405 around that intersection is very slow.
Yeah, quite a few crashes to look out for this morning. Thank you, Robert. Now, here's a closer look at the crash in Issaquah Robert just mentioned. A single car hit the underpass of I-90 on Front Street, and it is a deadly crash. One person killed. This happened at about 3 a.m., but the road is still closed between the on-ramps in both directions on Front Street in Issaquah. Police have not given an estimated time on when it could reopen. The first Game 7 in the history of the Seattle Mariners ends in heartbreak. A 4-3 loss means the Toronto Blue Jays are going to the World Series. Dan Wilson has experienced this as a former M's catcher and now ends his first full season as team manager the same way.
I mean, I know this stings, and there's no question that it's going to sting. But the kind of season they had, doing things that no team in this organization has ever done, knocking on the door of a World Series.
Yeah, an incredible season, but it sure does sting. The Mariners are still the only team in Major League Baseball without a World Series appearance. Kiro 7's Ranjit Sinha is alive outside T-Mobile Park. And Ranjit, we all wanted a different outcome, but there's also so much hope for next season.
Yeah, because, Dee Dee, the Mariners solidified themselves as one of the top-tier teams in the league, so there is indeed a lot of hope going into next season, hoping it carries over to next season. But we also know there have been plenty of magical moments here at T-Mobile Park during this playoff run. Everyone hoped the Mariners would make that first-ever World Series, was not coming to pass. Let's go over Game 7 once again. The Mariners took a 2-1 lead off a Julio Rodriguez home run in the third, going up 2-1. Cal Raleigh tacked on what everyone thought was an insurance run 2 innings later. But the Mariners, with that 3-1 lead, go into the 7th inning with George Springer homering for the Blue Jays and taking the lead. The final was 4-3. And here's what one fan told us about the team after the game.
We got a center fielder, we got a catcher, we got pitchers, we got a bullpen, get Josh Naylor, we got a shortstop, we got everybody, bro. Come on, we got the team for it. We were right there.
Now, there are a number of free agents and players up for arbitration for contracts heading into 2026. Now, the free agents include third baseman Gino Suarez, first baseman Josh Naylor, we just mentioned, along with pitchers Caleb Ferguson and Luke Jackson. Key players up for arbitration include outfielder Randy Arozarena, pitchers Logan Gilbert and George Kirby, as well as Gabe Spire. Now, if the Mariners can't reach contract agreements with those players, it could go to arbitrators, which could impact future negotiations. Now, according to Major League Baseball, the spring training schedule is supposed to come out this fall, and tickets could go on sale this fall or early next year as fans look forward to the Cactus League and another season of Mariners baseball, hopefully a much more optimistic one. As for the World Series, it starts on Friday, featuring the Toronto Blue Jays, Los Angeles Dodgers. We're live in T-Mobile. Renji Sinha, Kiro 7 News.
Yeah, got to look ahead to next year now. Thanks, Renji. Well, today marks 1 year since King County prosecutors say a 15-year-old boy shot and killed his 5 family members in Fall City. Another sibling was also shot but survived. The court case is in a holding pattern as attorneys decide whether to try him as an adult or a juvenile. Kiro 7's Brooke Griffin is live at the King County Family Justice Center. And Brooke, attorneys say there are a lot of factors preventing this case from moving forward.
Yeah, in the most recent hearing, attorneys representing that teenagers say that early on in this process, they tell us that the prosecution made some claims that they don't agree with, which then led to media coverage that they say they also didn't agree with. They tell us that's one of the many things that's really hindering this case and not letting them prepare properly to move it forward. But on October 21st, 2024, prosecutors say that 15-year-old, who we're not naming because of his age, took his dad's gun, then shot his parents and 3 siblings in the head, killing them. They say he also shot his other sister, but she played dead and then was able to run to a neighbor's house for help. Investigators tell us the teen killed the family, then staged the scene to make it look like his dead brother did it. The surviving sibling told police that wasn't true, naming her 15-year-old brother as the shooter. Right now, the case is stalled as attorneys decide whether to try the teen in adult or juvenile court. King County court officials say that adult court and being tried as an adult are 2 different things.
If it remains in juvenile court, the 15-year-old could only be held until age 25, less than 10 years from now, with no further sanctions. If convicted as charged in adult court, the teen would be sentenced to 25 years to life with a statutory presumption of release after 25 years.
The case also cannot move on until psych evaluations are done, but the defense says they're having trouble getting witnesses to interview because of the intensity of this situation. In September, the defense team argued there's a missing forensic report and also a lot of deleted digital evidence that makes this case even harder for them. And then in July, the defense asked to push the decline hearing to determine the age until October of 2026. The judge turned that down, though, saying that the date is too far away for it to be realistic, instead setting that decline hearing for April of next year. They didn't give an exact date. That'll come later on. But we also expect to see that teenager in court at least once again before April. That hearing is set for December 10th. Of course, we'll keep you updated on whatever comes from that as well. Live in Seattle, Brooke Griffin, Kiro 7 News.
Thank you, Brooke. 6:37, Denny Blaine Park will stay open for now. A King County Superior Court judge ruled the city of Seattle's efforts to improve the nude beach are good enough to keep that park open. A group of neighbors filed a lawsuit against the city claiming drug use and sex acts have made Denny Blaine Park a public nuisance. So the city put together a plan back in August, including a screen fence to block nudity from view. On Friday, a judge ruled those efforts are reasonable to keep the park open until the trial, which is set for April of next year. The city of Tacoma challenging a judge in an appeals court, arguing the judge had no legal right to step into their election process. This is all over the voter initiative called the Workers' Bill of Rights that, among things, raises the minimum wage to $20, up from $16.66 right now. The city missed the deadline for the November ballot, and the group behind the initiative sued, claiming the city did it on purpose. A judge ruled in their favor and ordered the city to put it on a special election ballot in February. The city is now challenging that ruling. Mayor Victoria Woodards released a statement about a month ago saying this is part of the city's plan to look for clarification on the process of placing an initiative on the ballot. The city council will hold a public meeting today at 5 p.m. Some good news in Seattle sports last night. The Seahawks took down the Houston Texans in prime time at Lumen Field. The 12s had plenty to cheer for, with the Hawks scoring twice in the first quarter to jump out to a quick lead. In the third quarter, Seattle continued to look sharp on both sides of the football, adding 2 more touchdowns. Love to see that. Final score, Seahawks 27, Texans 19. The Seahawks improved to 5-2, keeping pace with the Rams and the 49ers from the top of the division. Next up is a bye week, a nice week of rest before a trip to the other Washington to take on the Commanders. It's 6:39. Let's check in with meteorologist Robert Maywinkle. You got an arm there, Robert?
No, the guy that jumped up on the goalpost there.
Yeah, it's wild.
I'd never seen that before. Obviously, I don't watch enough football. Anyway, let's get right to the forecast. Dee Dee, it's good to see you this morning. I'm in for Nick Allard, and we're going to take care of you this morning with a pretty nice start to the day. Partly cloudy skies to mostly cloudy skies, and you can see the first light of sunrise coming up over the Tulalip area, Tulalip Resort Casino camera there. Waterfront Park in Seattle also looking pretty good, and south of there toward Tacoma, no problems. You can clearly see we're looking at a partly cloudy to mostly cloudy morning. Fog is out there around Tacoma, off to the west a little bit and south around Olympia. Let's go ahead and check out your highs for today. We're going to get up to about 62 degrees in Kirkland, Rainier Valley at 61. The SeaTac area, yeah, you probably touch 60 or so. 59 is officially on the map there. 61 in Federal Way and 62 for a high today in Spanaway. And two other stops for you. Let's go back up here to Marysville at 62 degrees. Your forecast in Snohomish will be 62 as well. Linwood and Edmonds right around 60. You get the idea. I think it's going to be a really nice afternoon. Plenty of sunshine, a few clouds this morning, and the fog will burn off around noon. Sequim will be about 58 degrees for a high, Port Angeles at 54. All right, so let's go ahead and check out then our forecast as we look into the next few days. And we are going to see some good weather today and tomorrow until the next front gets in tomorrow night. And then on Thursday and Friday, we got a pretty good feed of moisture on the forecast. I'm going to step off the screen so you can see the whole 7-day weekend always in view. Next weekend is going to be a little wet, folks. Heads up, we could get quite a bit of rain Friday and Saturday. All right, so for weather on the go, download the Kiro 7 mobile weather app. You're going to need it this winter. I guarantee it. All right, so let's take a quick look at traffic. We've been reporting all morning long about this accident in Issaquah, right there at the intersection of Front Street and 90. So this is still an active place, and you're going to need to either find another way on 90, especially westbound, or just deal with the delays that are in there. There's no word on when that's going to get cleared up. 167 from Puyallup all the way up to Renton is not stop and go. It is moving, but there are many places that go down below 20 miles per hour. And then we have these two accidents that I just found just a few minutes ago. If you're in this area, 4th Avenue and Walker Street, and also Spruce Street, in the area around South Seattle, basically, there are some car fires reported at those two spots. One other quick stop for you, looking out toward Bothell and Woodinville. 405 is pretty slow, headed off north and south, just north of Bellevue.
All right, thanks, Robert. All the toll work on 167 now up and running, and that means bills, well, you might get some you're not used to. Everything you need to know to use the HOV lanes now. But first, flight on fire. Some people are recording, others trying to put it out. What caused these flames up in the air?
Babies don't ever stop. And behind them is an unstoppable Pampers 360 diaper with up to 100% leak-proof fit. Because they're Pampers, behind every baby. Now with new Easy Off tabs.
Ghirardelli caramel and chocolate. They're great on their own, but together, it's like the Watson to your Sherlock, the SpongeBob to your Patrick, the bestie to your Sponday, the apprentice to your sensei, the partner to your picnic, the hero to your sidekick, the caramel to your chocolate, the chocolate to your caramel. Perfect pairs, share a square. Ghirardelli makes life a bite better.
Babies don't ever stop. And behind them is an unstoppable Pampers 360 diaper with up to 100% leak-proof fit. Because they're Pampers, behind every baby. Now with new Easy Off tabs.
Ghirardelli caramel and chocolate. They're great on their own, but together, it's like the Watson to your Sherlock, the SpongeBob to your Patrick, the bestie to your Sponday, the apprentice to your sensei, the partner to your picnic, the hero to your sidekick, the caramel to your chocolate, the chocolate to your caramel. Perfect pairs, share a square. Ghirardelli makes life a bite better. Ghirardelli caramel and chocolate. They're great on their own, but together, it's like the Watson to your Sherlock, the SpongeBob to your Patrick, the bestie to your Sponday, the apprentice to your sensei, the partner to your picnic, the hero to your sidekick, the caramel to your chocolate, the chocolate to your caramel. Perfect pairs, share a square. Ghirardelli makes life a bite better.
Not a very good feeling, is it? I'm Blake Anderson.
No accident.
Caught on camera, a fire in an overhead bin on an Air China flight from China to Seoul over the weekend. You saw those flames right there, gosh. The airline says a lithium battery stored in a passenger's bag spontaneously caught fire, forcing the Airbus plane to make an emergency landing in Shanghai. Air China says there were no injuries during that incident. In August, the FAA issued a safety alert to airlines about managing all batteries passengers bring aboard planes, encouraging them to review and update their emergency procedures. And this is the reason why you can't have those lithium-ion batteries in your checked bag. Now, the FAA reports there have been at least 62 incidents involving lithium-ion batteries, leading to smoke, fire, or extreme heat on flights in the first 9 months of this year. And 2024 saw an all-time high of 89 cases. SEA now has the green light from the FAA for dozens of new projects, including a new terminal. Federal regulators signed off on 31 different projects. One massive one is a brand new passenger terminal. The building would stand alone and have 19 new gates. This would allow the airport to accommodate an additional 56 million passengers per year, more than doubling the current capacity. The plane also includes new roads, parking, and expanded retail and dining options. This follows an announcement from Painfield and Everett sharing their own expansion plans. A larger passenger terminal would increase the number of gates there as well, and that construction is expected to take 3 to 5 years. After weeks of preparation from WashDOT, drivers on State Route 167 are now being told. Kiro 7's Jason Sloss is breaking down what you need to know to avoid getting a surprise bill.
The commute could get more expensive for drivers along SR 167 in express toll lanes south from Renton to Pacific and north from Puyallup to Renton. Carpoolers must now have a good-to-go account and a flex pass set to HOV mode in order to continue using the lanes for free. Motorcyclists will also need a good-to-go account and pass to use the lanes for free.
We've implemented destination pricing, so similar to like we have it on I-405. There's now multiple toll zones on SR 167, so each toll rate sign you see will have up to 3 toll rates on it. So drivers will only pay for the amount of distance they travel.
For those with a good-to-go account, tolls will range from $1 to $15 based on traffic. There's an added $2 fee for those without the pass and paying by mail, an option previously unavailable.
If they didn't have a pass and were using the lanes, they were using it illegally if they were a solo driver. So now we're giving them an option to be able to make that a legal choice.
Lauren McLaughlin with WashDOT says new signage and equipment also includes license plate cameras, and there's new striping on the road letting drivers know when they can enter and exit express lanes. Meanwhile, work on 6 miles of express toll lane between Sumner and Pacific is delayed because of repairs on a bridge hit by a truck last month. That work isn't expected to finish until early next year.
We've delayed that until all lanes of SR 167 reopen. So tolling doesn't start till north of the bridge strike area right now.
In Kent, Jason Sloss, Kiro 7 News.
The lanes are free from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. every day. WashDOT is offering free passes for carpoolers and motorcyclists using 167. For more information, you can always head to our website, Kiro7.com, to learn more about these tolling changes that have now just started. 6:48, let's check in with meteorologist Robert Van Winkle.
Yes.
And Robert, yeah, I can see the current temps out there. They're a little bit cool this morning to start at least.
They are. In fact, most numbers start with a 4. Up in the mountains, they start with a 3. So a pretty chilly start to the day at 46 in Seattle. Stampede Pass is at 36 degrees. And, well, there you go. Bellingham, you're at 50 degrees to start your morning. We've got a beautiful sunrise underway from the Tulalip Resort Casino. There's proof positive. Love this shot this time of the morning. And downtown Seattle is looking pretty good. You can kind of see that first light. And also, you can also pick out the cloud cover. As you can tell, we've got partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies skies to start this morning. No significant rain in the area. The highs are going to go well up into the 60s across the board. As we look around, you can clearly see that we got a good day ahead. Federal Way at 61 degrees, 63 in Kent. And the highs today up towards Snohomish will also be about 63 degrees. Final stop over here toward the islands, Friday Harbor at 57, 59 for Bellingham's high. And we'll look down toward the coast, Ocean Shores and Ocean Park at about 60 to 62 degrees. Can't complain about that, right? In fact, we've got nothing but net on the radar as well. No significant rain. I wanted to show you the big view, though, because this is what's headed our way for the next couple of days. This is a pretty big storm system that's supposed to pick up a lot of moisture off the Pacific and move toward us by Thursday, Friday, and into Saturday. So I want to show you the forecast mode. We'll go to Tuesday now in the evening hours. Not much going on here, but as we go through Wednesday, we get a weak system coming through, and then on Thursday, you'll see, first of all, that weak system on Wednesday, so there it goes. Then on Thursday, that's that system I showed you in the big view coming toward us. Look at the feed of moisture associated with that. It goes all the way out into the Pacific by hundreds of miles. So the forecasts are saying that we could get quite a bit of rain, especially in the mountains and even the lowlands as we go through Friday. And as we get to the weekend, snow levels at first are going to be way up there, Thursday, Friday. But then the snow levels come down noticeably on Sunday. We could go down to about 3,500 feet, which would argue for a good possibility of some snow in the passes, including Snoqualmie Pass and Stevens Pass this weekend, specifically Sunday. So if you've got big travel plans this weekend, here's a heads up for you already. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at traffic. We've had kind of a busy morning, and the commute now from Tacoma to Seattle is up to 86 minutes. There you go. Renton to Bellevue, 23 minutes. Puyallup, Renton, just over an hour. Seattle, Bellevue is still doing good on 520, headed over to Bellevue. Marysville down to Seattle, already over an hour. And the rest of the green is on the screen from Edmonds to Seattle, Bothell to Bellevue, and Bellevue to Renton. Quick look around at the maps. Here's 167 out of Puyallup all the way up to Renton. It's slow. I-5 also, the northbound traffic slows down every once in a while. I had these accidents on the screen for you. Now there's just one here, that Spruce Car Fire at 11th Street, so avoid that area if you can at all do that. And around Bothell and Woodinville, things are still pretty slow on 405. So if you have to head out right now, you can always get your traffic updates on the Kiro 7 News app or listen to the radio, Kiro News Radio.
All right, thanks so much, Robert. Time is 6:51. That means CBS Mornings is straight ahead at 7 a.m. Gail King is joining us live from New York City with a look at what's coming up. And Gail, I see you're a little bit busy this morning, huh?
No, because we're doing CBS deals, and Hill Harper's on set now, and he's got the cutest little Cavapoo dog. And I go, let me get a picture of this dog. She's so cute. Dee Dee, you'll see it soon. Coming up on CBS Mornings. Yes, you can say you heard it here first. His dog, Hill Harper's dog, Bella, very cute. If you've got a peanut allergy, you already know how serious this can be. So we've got some good news on that. Dr. John LaPuca is here to tell us about a potential change in how parents can handle all of that. Plus, Vlad talks with trailblazing Rabbi Angela Buchdahl about her journey from feeling like an outsider in her faith to becoming one of the country's most prominent religious leaders. And we always love it when this guy comes by. That's author John Grisham, written more than 50 best-selling books, but never a mystery until now. He's talking about that. We'll see at 7 o'clock. I'm predicting bestseller number 51. I stayed up late to read it. It's good. Back to you.
I'm sure, for sure. Thanks so much, Gail. Okay, it is 6:52. That means we got to give you a check at the numbers on Wall Street. You can see the Dow right now up 40 points in early trading. And so let's take a look at your local stocks, too. Not too much movement this morning. Boeing down 0.4%. Costco and Microsoft both up just a little bit in early trading.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by, and you can find out how much your case is potentially worth. I'm here with Super Bowl winner Vernon Davis. So, Vernon, tell everyone who should be calling right now.
Well, Gina, anyone who's been injured in an accident, give us a call right now and find out how much money your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Vernon. You heard it. Go ahead, call now to see how much you qualify for. Hi, everyone. If you were injured in an accident, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions. You can find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich, along with Super Bowl champ and two-time Pro Bowler Vernon Davis. So, Vernon, tell everyone watching who should call right now.
Well, Gina, if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, give us a call right now. You can find out if you have a case and how much money it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Vernon. You know, the phones have really been busy. So what kind of calls have we been getting?
We're getting calls about all types of accidents, from car accidents to slip and falls and so many others. So if you were injured in an accident, don't go at it alone. Call for a free case review and find out how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Vernon. You heard the man. Call now to find out how much money you qualify for. Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by, and you can find out how much your case is potentially worth. I'm here with Super Bowl winner Vernon Davis. So, Vernon, tell everyone who should be calling right now.
Well, Gina, anyone who's been injured in an accident, give us a call right now and find out how much money your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Vernon. You heard it. Go ahead, call now to see how much you qualify for.
Not a very good feeling, is it? I'm Blake Anderson, and if you've ever dropped your phone, wallet, or fries between the seats, you already know why I use the console catcher. This thing is simple, but kind of brilliant. It's a flexible insert that slides between...
1-800-SEAMER. Auburn police say Border Patrol was able to access the city's flock camera system. In a long statement last night, the city says it was unaware the federal agency got access and did not knowingly allow them to have that data. The city has now turned off a nationwide sharing feature that gives other agencies across the country access to that data. We'll be following up with the city today to get answers on how much data was shared and how it's making sure it's all secured now. New video, a suspected DUI driver in Pierce County got their car so mangled in the fences they could not get away. The crash happened on Sunday. The driver went through 2 fences. The owners of the fences called deputies saying she was trying to get away, and when deputies arrived, she tried to walk off. They arrested her and a male passenger. Disappointment across Seattle. The M's come up 1 game short of a trip to the World Series. A 3-run homer from the Blue Jays in the 7th inning is the one swing that put the Mariners' season to an end. Despite the immediate heartbreak, this was one of the Mariners' best seasons ever and delivers plenty to build back on and bring back for next year. Let's check in with meteorologist Robert Van Winkle for our final look at your weather and traffic.
Yes, indeed. It looks like a pretty good day for us today, Dee Dee. Once we get away from our 40s this morning, we're going to get up to around 61 this afternoon. Things are looking good for tomorrow. And until we get to about 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, there could be some showers late day tomorrow. Now, toward the end of the week, we've got another pretty good push of moisture. So get ready for the rain to return Thursday night into Friday and Saturday. The weekend is looking a little unsettled. And snow levels will drop this weekend.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
All right, so real-time traffic check. We've got a couple of incidents to report and slowdowns. Generally on 405 there, we've got a couple of slowdowns out of Bellevue headed off to the north. This is a look also up toward Everett. I-5 is slower south and north there. All right?
Yeah, a little slow out there this morning, and enjoy the sunshine this afternoon while you still can.
Yes, you should.
Thanks so much for trusting KIRO 7 News. We'll see you again at 7:26.